Hi. Hello, everyone. Um, I would like to open up the floor about discussions about, what you all think the future is going to look like in regards to technology and stuff like that in this video. And it's also a review of Ready Player One. Damn it, I did it again! Ready Player Two. But, yeah, with that said, on with the beginning. Everyone, this is my review of Ready Player One. Damn it, I did it again! Ready Player Two by Ernest Cline. Ready Player Two by Ernest Cline. Yeah. Short, same joke from last time. Short version, don't go watch Glenn Reviews' video if you don't want this spoiled for you. Because he covers absolutely everything. All there is, he covers at the end. But long version, if you really have to know my opinion, I think Ernest Cline is trying to set up for a Ready Player 3 or whatever, or the next, or Ready Player 1, the next level. I don't know, whatever they end up calling it. But, Mom read most of Ready Player 1 with me, but this one she wasn't too interested in reading. So, and I can't say I blame her, because this one was just felt like a retread of previous ground. They advanced the technology. There was a lot of ableist terms in this. A lot of, because I'm gonna shock you. Some of those people that would have applied for the surgery in Ernest Cline's world, some of them are happy being disabled. Others, no. Others are unhappy, but not everybody who's disabled is actually unhappy being disabled. Sometimes it's what makes you special. Anyway, that's my opinion on the Oni net, which is, I've never seen Sword Art Online, but according to Glenn Reviews' thing, again, it's a total ripoff of Sword Art Online. But I wouldn't know. I don't know that. Seemed like a thing that in the movie world Sorrento would develop, not Wade and his company. Sorrento, because in the movie they were working on how many ads they could pop up before a person had a seizure. It's a little throwaway line, but yeah, that was something Sorrento was working on, and it just reminded me sort of that, which, you know, if I'm saying Sorrento would have developed it and not Wade, I don't know. It did kind of feel like Wade was becoming the villain. I mean, he makes a clone of himself. The clone's been telling the story the whole time. And the clone leaves Artemis, Mom. Or his Artemis and him grow apart. And guess what, Mom? There was a trans character, too.
There was in the first one, too.
Nope. H is just gay.
Oh.
There's a difference. There's a difference. Oh. Yeah, so if you're not big on that, if you're not big on the whole LGBTQ movement, this book may not be for you because
Was it a big part of the book?
Yes, Mom. It was. I mean, I get what Ernest Cline was going for, that you should accept people, but at the same time, he made me feel isolated because of the way they treated disabled people. You know, just...
How long did you hear about half that book?
And the audio recording wasn't as unique as last time.
Yeah.
Before, Will Wheaton, did little voices, and it was fun. But now... I don't know. I mean, I like that they brought back her grandma, Artemis's grandma, but at the same time, it's not really her grandma because it's like Commander Data all of a sudden. It's an echo, a copy. If they brought grandma back, full faculties and all, it would be like... It's how she remembered her. Not... She's basically living a lie. You know? I don't believe we're ever going to get to that point of virtual reality because humans don't fully understand what's out there on the outskirts of reality. And to make an exact copy like that, you'd have to fully understand what's on the edges of reality. That's just my opinion of the Oni net, that will never get that advanced. I mean, we're trying to develop it, but that's all it's ever going to be. If you disagree with me, feel free to comment. Maybe you can convince me down below. But, yeah. And on a happier note, I did like that they referenced how Robert Downey Jr. was gonna play Ducky and stuff like that. Stuff I could see them using the technology for in our real world. I mean, it was kind of in bad taste to use Robin Williams as his psychologist because of what actually happened to him. But, yeah, the technology it's a cool thought, but I think the holodeck's a little bit more realistic. To have a stationary image is, yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah. I played the PlayStation version of VR, but in GameStop, but I don't know. What you're talking about with Ready Player One, he scans her brain and makes a copy of her.
They didn't figure that out until later.
It isn't just pretending to be Batman. You could think you are Batman. And I don't think we can... It had a big, huge warning label at the very beginning when I played the VR in real life. I don't think we'll ever be able to do it without that warning label. And Wade acts all shocked when they put the warning label in the book in the new technology. But in real life, it would have been there from the very beginning. It wouldn't have just... Yeah. I don't know. And if you want to read a better Quest book, which is, I think, all this book really was a giant Quest book. Read Prince Thorgel's War. Or watch my review of it on this channel. Yes, Mom, they didn't figure it out till later, but you don't think that warning label would have been there from the very beginning?
It probably would have been.
I mean, be reasonable.
I just said it probably would be, Rob.
And now that I think of it, they'd have whole new... Because of new technology, they'd have whole new problems, like whole new mental problems, people thinking they are Batman. Like on that Supergirl episode that was done way better than this. I mean, do you remember that Supergirl episode, Mom?
No, I do not. Sorry.
Her sister starts cosplaying as Supergirl.
Oh, really?
Right?
Yeah.
And then she starts thinking, well, maybe I am Supergirl. Which, you know, would totally happen. I mean, like, I've heard people say on the internet about Ready Player One, the first one of these. Things in this reality mean things, not... You know, when you invite an idea, there should be definite consequences. With this book, it felt like he's introducing a lot of ideas without thinking them all the way through. I don't know how to put it any other way than that. Because he literally has them build like the Enterprise.
Yeah, because they were going to another planet, yeah. A system or whatever.
Yeah, a whole nother system. And you know that in real life, we wouldn't, poor upper middle class people wouldn't be on the list for Wade and his buddies. There wouldn't be like, oh, you're on the list. No. And they didn't even cover that. They didn't cover like how they determined the list. They just peacefully glossed over that. You know? In that regard, it kind of reminded me of that movie with Jodie Foster.
Yes, yeah.
Contact, where they send out the message to the aliens, but you don't know what's going to happen in book 3 that there's going to be. You don't know. I mean, are these aliens... Are we alone in Ernest Cline's universe? Or is there... See what I mean? Stuff means things. I mean... In my story, I've at least thought out that humans aren't alone. That there are 75 species that are friendly. Everything else is not friendly. Not to say there aren't more than 75, just 75 is the number that you'd be okay if that ship landed and it was all like, okay. Anyway. I don't think that Ernest Cline has thought that far ahead, though. Not to toot my own horn, but I guess it just did. I mean... What's gonna happen when Wade lands on the little planet and they all look like Kodos from The Simpsons? Or, I mean, am I wrong? Again, let me know below. I hope that we get that technology someday that we can upload our consciousness, but at the same time, people are probably going to abuse it in some way when we do. And that brings us to Wade's mother. They addressed that Wade's mother was a junkie in this, Mom. Did you hear that? Or
Yeah.
Wade's mother was a junkie, and
that's how she died. Yeah.
And he found her, and that's how he coped. Was going to this Matrix. Again, I could see people doing that. That was good. But at the same time, it's not healthy to do. I mean, even I know that. But Wade's mother will never come back.
No, she died before.
Yes.
She died before the.
So why even bring that character in the first place, other than to make us sad? Other than to tug at our heartstrings and say.
That's what it was. It was to touch your heartstrings.
And say, oh goodness, poor Wade. And I mean, you could have done the same exact thing with the character of Mrs. Gilmore from the last book, the lady that got blown up because of poor Wade's actions. You know, they bring her into the movie. And that was another thing that I had to deal with too. What will this look like in the movie? I mean, half this book, there is no way that they'll let them use the Enterprise. Let's start there. They won't let them use the Enterprise. It won't be. They won't get to use Pretty in Pink. Because remember when they had the Mighty Python references in the first book?
Yeah.
Like they played the whole Mighty Python sequence. They cut that out of the movie.
Oh.
So I'm guessing they're going to do the exact same thing with Pretty in Pink that they played in this. Because, and they won't, they also won't let you have the, they also won't let you have the, Princess Bride segment. Forget that. This book will be edited down to next to nothing. I mean, half this book was just references, and it was enjoyable, but at the same time, it won't be the same movie because
they cut so much out.
Yeah, they cut so much out of it. And I mean, they won't have that big battle on Middle Earth. You can forget about the Prince segments because Prince is Prince's religion. I know from personal experience they'll have trouble with that. Maybe someday I'll talk about that on here, but not today. But, yeah, this was even worse than the last book with stuff they're gonna have to cut down. So, whatever they make, I predict won't even be the same. You won't get to see whatever you think is cool from this book. That is my prediction. That when it gets turned into a movie, and it will get turned into a movie, because this came out so quickly, he had it in the can, and they already have a Wade, they already have a Samantha, they already have an H, and they already have Daito, and all they have to get is his aide and Lohengrin, and they only had a few new characters. I noticed that right away. I can't remember what the name of his aide is, but he shakes his hand and it turns out not to be him because it's an evil Halliday, which is a plot line from the movie, not from the book. See what I mean? It was so set up that if they introduce a third book, I will not be surprised.
If they don't, you will be surprised.
What I say, Mom?
Yeah. If they do, you're not going to. Yes. If they don't.
Yeah, if they don't, thank you, Mom. If they don't, I will be. Yeah.
You said it right no matter which way. It's just, I said it the opposite way.
Seriously? Ernest, if you set up a third book, honestly, bring in aliens. That would be super cool. That would be super cool. And he can do it. He's that skilled, but at the same time, don't rush yourself like you did in this book. That's my opinion for him. It was very, oh, this needs to be out right now, so I'll have the material in another 10 years. When we finally make the movie. You didn't think of that, did you, Mom? Next book, we'll be covering the actual Shimoyan. Because, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something I need to do. That in the world according to Bob. And the Sherlock Holmes thing. So expect those out sometime eventually. No specific day, just those are the books we're working on, people. Take care. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how it couldn't cause new mental problems and it doesn't open up plot holes and all that. Bob out.